punish us, right? Like I said, Jesus has already taken those things upon himself. And so we look with faith and hope to the life and the freedom from this brokenness.
This is a big journey I'm doing.
That God has won
for
for
us.
us.
Big journey.
But we still recognize that all creation groans at the sinfulness and brokenness of the world and looks forward to the fullness of freedom and redemption in Jesus when he comes again.
Thank you, Pastor, for your comforting words this morning.
Thank you very much, Al. It's a pleasure.
Next week, Dr. Michael Ziegler returns with a message titled Unhelmed.
So I'm in
Kindersley next week.
Kindersley,
Join with me as we gather our
Canada,
thanks, praises, and requests before
Kindersley,
God
in
the prayer that
Canada.
Jesus gave and taught us, the Lord's Prayer.
Is it Quebec, Canada?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Oh, they are religious.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
So I'm taking
Receive
these
the blessing from
motors
the Lord. The Lord bless you and keep you.
right
the Lord make
across
his face
Canada.
shine on you and be gracious unto you.
Jeez.
The Lord look upon you with his favor and give you his peace.
Bloody Bible bashers in Canada.
This has been a presentation of Lutheran Hour Ministries.
Oh, hang on, I can't listen to this. This is too fucking Bible bashing.
What was I supposed to do again? Right, taking the hospital now. That's done. Might be able to catch the end of the game.
We're Cruise FM.
How Saskatchewan sees the world. 650 CKOM. News, talk, sports.
It's 7:30. I'm Lisa Schick. Another slice of normal for music lovers in Saskatoon. About 1,000 people showed up to listen to Brett Kissel last night at his drive-in concert. Some thought it was an interesting idea, a little different, while others were just glad to get out of the house and see some live music.
On the Canadian
In Regina,
roads.
workers at the refinery are just getting ready to go back, and about 100 workers are set to receive temporary layoff notices. The company says it's due to a market downturn and COVID restrictions. 6 new COVID-19 cases are being reported in Saskatchewan for yesterday, bringing the total up to 777. And a huge protest filled the streets around a suburban Denver police department yesterday. They were calling for justice in the death of Elijah McLean. He was a 23-year-old black man who died in August after being put into a chokehold by police while walking home. The officers involved were recently cleared of wrongdoing. Turning to weather now in Regina and
Toilets and showers, gas and electric fireplaces. Visit the Flow Essence showroom today. Renovation? Go with the flow. 3570 Faithful. FlowEssence.com.
Hi, I'm Christy Sorensen from Furniture World and Sorensen's Furniture. Our family is making every effort to help our community thrive. Supporting local businesses and Canadian businesses helps keep Canadians working. That's why we've arranged unprecedented discounts with our suppliers on our Canadian-made furniture. It's not only quality furniture that's built to last, it boosts our economy and makes Canadian lives a little more comfortable. Furniture World, 2nd Avenue North, and Sorensen's Furniture, 1st Avenue North, Saskatoon.
Trusted hail insurance is just a few clicks away. Visit compasshail.com. As farmers, now more than ever, you look for ways to save time and money. That's why we are bringing Compass Hail online for you. In just a few clicks, you can get a Compass Quick Quote and buy your policy. All online, all from the comfort of your farm. Convenient and cost-saving. Cross hail insurance off of your list of things to do this season. Trusted hail insurance is just a few clicks away. Visit compasshail.com.
Did you know there were 243 wildfires in Saskatchewan in 2019? More than half of these fires are preventable, including those that start when trees contact power lines. The average tree has enough wood in its trunk for hundreds of thousands of matchsticks. That's why it is so important to keep trees a safe distance away from any power lines. To learn how to safely plant trees around power lines, visit saskpower.com/plantsmart. And remember, don't plant with fire.
Adapting to change is what farmers do. Their livelihood depends on it. Horizon Fertilizer is meeting these changing needs and will continue to serve farmers, providing products with the highest value. This growing season, rely on the team at Horizon for superior agronomic services in 4 locations. Call or email and visit horizonfertilizer.com and let them know how they can help. Horizon Fertilizer, locally owned and dedicated to serving you, the farmer. Horizon Fertilizer, we service what we sell. With a Waniskewan family membership, there's more with the power of 4. When you buy a 2-year family membership, you get a free one-time family admission to the WDF, Nutrient Wonder Hub, and Rainy Water. Nearly a $100 value.
Great question. It's an approach to storytelling and interviewing athletes that goes beyond the X's and O's.
Zach Collaros with us. Much has been made of your competitiveness. How epic are Collaros family euchre matches?
It's gotten to the point where we don't even like play together. You guys really did your research here, man. Where you guys read? I don't even know where you should find something like that.
The Green Zone with Jamie and Weeds. 650 CKOM.
Hosting Saskatchewan's biggest conversation. This is Gormley Encore Edition on 650 CKOM.
The surveys, and there are so many of them, as we work through now the 15th week since the COVID pandemic began, the Saskatchewan economy reopening, and in the main, we have virtually reopened. Certainly in the retail space and the commercial space, virtually we're completely open now. But you heard the apocalyptic numbers. Up to 1/2 of restaurants that closed may not reopen. I thought that was apocryphal at the beginning. I thought, somebody made that up. But wow, you get out and go for a walk and look around. A lot of restaurants are still dark, and you wonder, will they be gone? Well, 7 out of 10 business owners, according to the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, 7 out of 10 are worried customers won't come back, and many of them are still struggling to pay bills. So the CFIB is undertaking a new campaign, #SmallBusinessEveryday. And it's a campaign raising awareness and driving customers toward small local businesses. Marilyn Braun-Pollan, Vice President of the CFIB for Western Canada, joins us now from her base in Regina. Marilyn, thanks for taking our call.
Good morning, John. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay. SmallBusinessEveryday.ca is the website. What are you trying to do on this campaign?
Well, as you said, John, we've seen the most challenging times with our members just really struggling to pay their bills, and they are worried about customers not coming back. I mean, these are extremely challenging and stressful times, and so what we thought we would do is launch a campaign to just amplify all the terrific campaigns that are happening across the country, but then also challenge consumers to really think about small business and all their purchases. And so, really just encouraging shopping local and just amplifying those great campaigns. I know we've had some terrific ones here in the province. Together We Stand Saskatchewan. We know Relco Radio for years has been way ahead of the game. Shop in a store with the door. And so we just put it all in one place on the website. If you haven't been there, we have over 4,000 that have taken 4,000 people that have accepted the Small Business Everyday Challenge already. But it's a place to find out about all the great initiatives, but also to encourage consumers to promote and recommend their favorite business and encourage their friends and families to do the same.
So that's the website, smallbusinesseveryday.ca.
That's exactly it. And business owners, if they're listening, we've got some fantastic tools for them as well, some free posters, because as you know, they're in the reopening stage, and even though 60% of businesses are open, they are only seeing about 20% of the usual sales. So the only way we're going to recover, John, fully recover, is to shop local, support our small businesses, and now is the time they need it more than ever.
So when you talk about small business, a lot of us, and I'm glad you mentioned Ralco, by the way, thank you. Our company's been doing shop, in a store with the door for years. The whole pitch is, before you make that consumer choice, it's so easy. Yes, you got your online, whatever your app is, whatever your service is, but just take that time to say, could I find this locally? So is it just a bit of an inconvenience question or a top of mind question? We don't tend to look at the thing closest in front of us?
Well, that's it. And, we're talking about those small actions. So, your next pair of shoes, if you're buying an anniversary gift for your parents, birthday gift, just think about that small business. And it can make a big, big difference to their survival. And let's not forget, small business owners employ half of all the private sector jobs in the country. So you support your little leagues. They employ your family and friends. They are our neighbors. The last time I checked, Amazon is not paying property taxes, and they're certainly not supporting your little league. So it's time to ensure that we're thinking about small business in every purchase that we make. And I can tell you, business owners are so thankful for customers they're loyal customers that have stood by them at the restaurant, on the takeout side and such. But when you look at the posters, John, the posters really, really do say it. I mean, they're basically welcoming back customers, but they're saying we're open and we survive with your support. That was one of our members' suggestions. Like, let's have a poster and say we survive with your support, and it's so powerful. It's not just a one-day campaign. This is going on for the next few months till the end of the year, and we just want to really rally around our small business owners so that we can have a fighting chance to survive throughout these challenging times.
This is the CFIB's campaign, hashtag Small Business Every Day, and they've got a website, smallbusinesseveryday.ca. Marilyn Braun-Paulin is the Vice President for Western Canada and Agribusiness. Always great getting back to you, my friend, to chat. Hope all is well, and thanks for taking the time this morning.
Thanks, John. Take care.
Marilyn Braun-Paulin joining us in Regina. So smallbusinesseveryday.ca. And you can actually get posters there if you're a business. The whole issue there is to focus. Small actions, like buying a cup of coffee or a cupcake, something on the way to work. You're walking down the street. The small business that's paying the rent in that place, they're putting themselves out there running a business. They could sure use you. And as Marilyn says, purchases. New pair of shoes, a shirt, whatever you're going to buy. Just take that time to think about what you can do locally. Or, as we say at Rolco Radio, shop in a store with a door.
Join Saskatchewan's biggest conversation. This is Gormley, Encore Edition, on 650 CKOM. News, talk, sports. Powered by excellence. Flyer Electric.
Over 35 years of powerful solutions.
Flyer Electric.
A leader in green energy power options.
Safety is wired into everything they do. Just another reason why Flyer Electric has such a strong reputation for top quality work in our province. From electrical design to automation systems, choose Flyer Electric for your next commercial or industrial project.
Always on time, on budget, done safely anywhere in the province.
Call now for an assessment or visit flyerelectric.com.
In January of last year, St. Paul's Hospital Foundation launched the Close to Home campaign to advance end-of-life care and build the hospice at Glengarda, Saskatchewan's first freestanding residential hospice. Saskatchewan, we asked you to help with an ambitious $20 million goal. Thanks to your generosity, we have met and exceeded this target by nearly $1 million. Your incredible support has helped us write a new chapter in our province's story. Thank you, Saskatchewan.
I'm Steve from Boss Plumbing. Most of us will be spending more time at home this summer, so make sure you're comfortable. If your AC has seen better days or you're thinking of getting a new unit, give Boss a call. And for the time spent outside, we'll hook up a gas line to your barbecue or your fire pit. Easy summer living. Let's make that happen. Use Boss Plumbing Services and receive a $25 gift card from one of our featured locally owned businesses. Our goal is to help support locally owned businesses, the backbone of this awesome city. BossPlumbingLTD.com.
Watrous Mainline GM is celebrating their 58th anniversary this month. Enjoy employee pricing on every new 2020 vehicle in stock. You pay what they pay. Get 0% financing for 84 months OAC on any new 2020 GM half-ton or $10,000 in cash savings. Watrous Mainline has Yukons, Tahoes, and Suburbans in stock with up to $16,000 in savings. Test drive their last remaining 2019 Buick Encore, priced below cost at $30,595. Celebrate 58 years in the car business at Watrous Mainline GM.
Even I know it's really important to keep everything clean and everyone safe. It's also important to protect your home and save money on bills with proper window and door installation. My dad says at the Nova Window and Door, they take every precaution they can, like disinfecting windows before and after they touch them, wearing protective equipment, and even providing curbside quotes. Plus, right now, they're reintroducing their winter savings sale. Call my dad, Chris, at the Nova Window and Door for details. Your local window and door experts. Now, if only I could social distance from my brother.
Appliance shopping comes down to four things, and not necessarily in this order. Selection, name brand, price, and when will it be delivered? Well, what if you could buy it today and have it tomorrow? Saskatoon's largest selection of top brand name appliances in stock, backed with our guarantee that you won't find it at a better price. And did we mention buy it today and have it delivered tomorrow? That's how you buy appliances. Saskatoon Appliance on Goodman behind the Cave, and Appliance World on 1st Avenue and 43rd.
Imagine, shop, be inspired. Zach's Home Hardware Building Center. Take your time and explore Zach's full kitchen and bathroom displays, home expressions, and beauty tone paint centers, all set up so you can easily picture their products in your home, including all-weather windows. Find inspiration down every aisle and experts at every desk. Zach's Building Group, a short drive away in Warman and Hague, or order online at shop.zachsbuilding.com.
I'm Murray Wood, and I'm really proud to be able to tell you that the 650 CKOM News team has just been recognized by our peers across Canada. For the second year in a row, CKOM has won the award for Best Radio Newscast in Canada. Each year, regional winners from across the country are judged for the national award by market size, and again, CKOM has been selected. You know, a good newscast is a team effort. And as proud as they are of this award, I can tell you the most important newscast to our team is the one coming up next. Local, credible, compelling. 650 CKOM News.
Be part of Saskatchewan's biggest conversation. This is Gourmet Encore Edition on 650 CKOM.
Now, the name Jay Hill should be familiar to you. We've chatted with Mr. Hill in the past. In fact, he wrote an op-ed piece recently where we talked to him that he appeared to be selling or sending messages that, like a lot of us in Western Canada, he was very unhappy with the status quo. This was a few months ago. But he didn't at that point say he was going to sign up for Western separatism. Well, now we get word that the man who had created the whole Wexit movement, and I hate that name, Wexit. It sounds like a speech impediment, sorry. But it is exit and the West for Wexit, like Brexit in the UK. So the idea is that the West would exit from Canada. Peter Downing in Edmonton was the guy who got the whole Wexit movement going. Well, he's taken his leave, and Jay Hill becomes the interim leader of Wexit Canada. Jay Hill, how did you know that name? Well, he was House Leader Government.
The population base, as we're well aware, really resides in Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and the so-called Golden Triangle of our country. And any government elected has to try to appease that huge voter base.
I don't think I'll be doing this full journey.
You were the interim leader. This happened, of course, you've probably been involved longer, but to those of us observing, it seemed to happen pretty quickly. You know, announcement late Tuesday, 2 days ago, Peter Downing's out, you're in. What does interim leadership mean?
Well, it means that, you know, I will work with my seven colleagues, the seven other board members that are from different locations around Western Canada. The 8 of us have committed to some short-term goals, John, of building a credible party, of hopefully dramatically increasing the membership of the party, some fundraising, to ensure that we have adequate financial resources to carry our message to Western Canadians. So that's all in the short term. You're quite right. I mean, even though this movement has been around for a year and a half or 2 years, I'm not even sure myself, the party as such has only submitted the papers recently to Elections Canada to run candidates in the next federal election, whenever that happens. So we're relatively new. The board was only formed a week ago. In fact, we're only going to have our second board meeting of the 8 of us by Zoom, obviously, because of the COVID pandemic, and that will be tonight. So we've got a lot of work to do in a short period of time.
I'm unsure on what the structure is. Provincially, there's a Wexit party that has been approved by Elections Saskatchewan, and they'll run candidates presumably in the election here, which is the 26th of October. Is the party you're leading a national party that would tender seats in the House in the federal election?
That's exactly right, John, and I want to be crystal clear on this for Saskatchewan residents, citizens, as I do in Alberta. The board is unanimous that we will continue to sever all ties with provincial parties. Obviously, that includes, any provincial party. And we intend to operate similar to the other federal parties, with the exception of the NDP, the one that I'm most familiar with, the Conservative Party, ever since its inception, a short period of time ago, decided not to have any links or ties or, to provincial parties. No matter whether they were called the Conservative Party or whether they were conservative-minded parties like the Saskatchewan Party and the UCP in Alberta and BC Liberals, whatever. And so we want to have that separation between provincial parties of all stripes. We want our membership in the Wexit Canada Party, which will be solely federal. We want our membership to be free to join, work, support whichever provincial party they so choose.
Jay Hill is with us, former Reform Party, Conservative Party MP on the West Coast from British Columbia originally, did a long stint in Ottawa, now retired in his mid-60s living in Calgary, and becomes the interim leader of the federal or the national Wexit Canada Party. Okay, 42 seats in BC federally, 34 in Alberta, 14 in each of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Is it your intention then to be ready for the next federal election to run in those 4 provinces, or how do you see your party running?
Well, John, as you can well imagine, I already referred to the fact that we have an incredible amount of work to do with very few bodies to get us into position to contest an election campaign. We've filed all our papers with Elections Canada. The only thing that's the next step to being a fully registered political party at the federal level would be to run a candidate. And it only requires a candidate, either in a by-election or in a general election, federal general election. So, yes, we would like to put ourselves in that position, but I reflect back, the first time I ever ran federally was in 1988 for the Reform Party of Canada. The party was less than a year old, and the best we could do, even with all the organization we had done, was to run in 88 ridings in Western Canada. So, and we didn't elect anyone. It wasn't until the next spring that we elected Deborah Gray in a by-election in Beaver River. So we will do our best. We'll work feverishly to try to get ourselves in that position, but we don't know what the future holds.
So when you're the interim leader, does this imply that when the party is actually able to formally choose a leader, you will be in the running?
No, I've made it plain and clear to the board, and they've agreed with me. In fact, I've signed a document with our chair and our official agent that I will only serve on a temporary basis. I'm not interested in running for election to the House of Commons or any other legislature. Again, I served my time. It is only out of concern for the future and my grandchildren primarily that I've re-involved myself in politics to this degree.
Jay Hill, 17 years he was an MP in the Peace Country in northern British Columbia, now the interim leader of the Wexit Canada Party. How do you deal with the general response that this is a party for people really just unhappy with Justin Trudeau and Liberals? You know, if there was a Conservative government, you wouldn't have quite the traction you have.
Well, there's no doubt, John, you're quite correct, that last October's re-election of Justin Trudeau and the federal Liberals was a watershed moment for many. They just completely lost heart in our system of government, in our confederation. It really was a turning point for many of us that were looking at the possibility of convincing our fellow Western Canadians to support an independent nation for the West. And really what it showed, and no one is more familiar with this than someone like myself that has served all that time in Parliament, sat at the cabinet table, saw decisions made that, we're all familiar with the need to compromise in this country. But when there's concessions made, when there's, efforts to appease Central Canada, not because it's common sense, but simply because we have to be so careful as a federal party not to alienate votes where the most votes exist, which is in that Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa area. And so I came to the reluctant conclusion that there really is no hope. I mean, if we get a Conservative government elected after the next federal election, and I hope we do, it'll be better government. There's no question of that, no matter which of the four that are running for leadership becomes the next Prime Minister. But it still will not be fair to the West. And we saw that recently when it was reported that during the French debate, I don't speak French, John, but during the French debate, it was reported that Peter MacKay, when pressed on the issue of pipelines, said that in his view, Quebec would still have the final say on whether an Energy East pipeline was ever built.
Everybody's talking. Saskatchewan's biggest conversation. This is Gormley. Encore edition on 650 CKOM. News, talk, Gormley.
Well, what is a peaceful protest? People are chanting, they're yelling, they're singing, they've got signs, and some of the signs you might find offensive.
Hosting Saskatchewan's biggest conversation.
It's a peaceful protest from it's not peaceful. Well, you start vandalizing, you break stuff, you throw stuff, you hurt people, you light stuff on fire, you loot. Pretty easy line.
Gormley, weekdays 8:30 to 12:30 on 980 CJME. When news breaks, it happens here. 980 CJME. News, talk, sports. A Rolco radio station.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm Lisa Schick. Music lovers finally getting a taste of normal in Saskatoon. As Regina refinery workers get back on the job, there are temporary layoffs. And it appears Sarcam could be the most popular hangout in the province. In Regina, it's cloudy and 16. In Saskatoon, mostly cloudy and 14. Well, it's been a long time since there was a live concert in Saskatoon, but about 1,000 people got to break that streak last night. Our Logan Stein has more.
You've maybe been to a drive-in movie, but how about a drive-in concert? Over 1,000 people in a sea of vehicles have came to see award-winning country artist Brett Kissel. For the people who showed up, it was an experience they will never forget.
He's country, but he rocks.
Who doesn't love Brett Kissel?
I really enjoyed it, yeah. You probably teared my eye in those last songs. At Sept-iles Center. I'm Lopenstein, Saskatoon.
The time is now 8:02. Workers at the refinery in Regina are just getting back to work after 6 months on their picket lines, and now the refinery is laying some of them off. The company says it's giving about 100 people temporary layoff notices. It says it's because of a turndown in markets and COVID restrictions. The co-op didn't say how long the layoffs will be for. A man is facing nearly a dozen charges after Regina police say he was spotted with a large knife strapped to his chest. Officers saw him on 5th Avenue west of Albert yesterday. The man was stopped and police searched his backpack, saying they found zip guns, ammo, gun parts, and drugs. Police say the 23-year-old was on probation with orders not to have any weapons. Well, the test was ultimately negative, but a possible case of COVID-19 in northern Saskatchewan ended up forcing a plane to make an unscheduled stop. On Tuesday, it was discovered that a passenger on a flight to Fond du Lac may have had contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Tracy Young-McLeod is with Westwind Aviation.
And so we consulted with health authorities, and as a precautionary measure, yes, we made the decision to turn the flight around.
Again, the person tested negative, but the other passengers on the flight are being advised to self-monitor for 2 weeks. A small step in the right direction for Saskatchewan's COVID numbers. There were 6 new cases and 7 recoveries reported yesterday. That brings the active case count down by 1 to 103. We are expecting updated numbers this afternoon at 1:30. Well, it's not a landmark to be proud of. Confirmed COVID-19 infections have surpassed the 10 million mark worldwide. A tally from Johns Hopkins University registered the milestone after India and Russia added thousands of new cases. Reporter Kana Whitworth says the U.S. has confirmed more than 2.5 million infections, the most in the world.
Florida, one of the first states to reopen, shattering its single-day record. More than 9,500 cases reported in a single day. In Jacksonville, more than 200 firefighters now quarantining after 14 members test positive for the virus. Governor Ron DeSantis rolling back reopenings, but stopping short of mandating face coverings.
The U.S. Vice President is calling off a planned bus tour in Florida due to the surging cases. Since the reopening after COVID, Sarcan is still dealing with a crush of customers.
Boy, have they ever been busy.
Sean Hominick says since opening almost 2 weeks ago, depots in Saskatoon and Regina are still lined up. The recycling agency is seeing 2.5 million containers come in every single day. Dropped calls, lagging internet, spotty service. Those are just some of the issues in rural Saskatchewan, according to APAS President Todd Lewis.
COVID has really, shone a light on how poor the service is.
Lewis pointed to a January survey they did pre-pandemic, where 75% of respondents said they weren't satisfied with current service levels. Lewis is looking for help from the feds and the province, along with SaskTel and other providers, to patch up the issue. Saskatchewan's Ministry of Environment recently threw one of its conservation officers a bone. Service dog Jax was celebrated when he retired after spending 8 years with the ministry. Jax is a 10-year-old Belgian Malinois. He won awards during his career for his ability to track down suspects and find evidence. He's been replaced by the ministry's K9 unit by a German Shepherd. And well, it's not every day you get a threat from the Rolling Stones. The rockers are threatening the U.S. president and his campaign for using their songs at his rallies despite cease and desist orders. The Stones' first complaint during Trump's 2016 campaign. Turning to weather now in Regina and southern Saskatchewan. Cloudy with a 30% chance of more rain this afternoon. Risk of a storm, high of 20. Cloudy tonight, a 60% chance of rain or storms, low of 16. Then cloudy tomorrow, possible showers in the morning and a high of 20. In Saskatoon and central Saskatchewan, cloudy with a 30% chance of rain today. Risk of a storm this afternoon, high of 20. Cloudy tonight, that chance of rain goes up to 60%. Risk of a storm, low 14. Then cloudy tomorrow, chance of rain continues at a high of 19. Across Saskatchewan, in the Battle Fords, 13, Prince Albert 12, Swift Current 14, Weyburn 17, Estevan 17, Yorkton 15, Moose Jaw 16. In Regina, it's cloudy, a northeast wind at 13, and it's 16 degrees. In Saskatoon, mostly cloudy, a northeast wind at 7, and it's 14. For a weekly wrap-up of COVID-19 developments in Saskatchewan, including some positive stories, go to CKOM.com and CJME.com. It's 8:07. I'm Lisa Schick.
Read more news stories and listen to us live at CJME.com. Be part of Saskatchewan's biggest conversation. This is Gormley, Encore Edition, on 980 CJME.
Speed limit's lower here.
Well, another thing that is
Montana.
underway, and for many conservatives, they were watching last week two leadership debates. End of August, the Conservative Party will choose a new leader. Now, for those asking, where can I get a membership? Well, the membership sales, I understand, have been cut off. The deadline to acquire a membership of one of yours has passed, but now I think it's the 21st of August, the ballots have to be in, so everybody with a membership can vote. The presumptive frontrunners, Aaron O'Toole, who finished very well last time around when he lost to Andrew Scheer, Peter MacKay, former leader at one point of the Progressive Conservative Party, both well-known names, but a name that is getting an awful lot of buzz, especially here, the most conservative part of the entire country. Would you like to count the number of Liberal and NDP MPs? 14? None. Would you like to look at the polling? Consistently over 52-55% of people here vote Conservative federally. It's the way we are. So who's the candidate getting the buzz? Leslyn Lewis, a Toronto candidate, lawyer, law degree at Osgood, recently got a PhD in international law from that university.
Here's our
Also
little
master's in
spot for
environmental
part
studies and an
1 of
MBA.
this journey.
She has run in the past as a conservative federally, but her profile as somebody who is not an MP or doesn't have a national position at this point has been relatively low. But why are people talking about her? Well, we're going to determine that now. Ms. Lewis, thank you so much for taking our call. It's great to finally chat.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You came to Canada as a little one, 5 years old, 6 kids in the family, you're the baby, family came from Jamaica.
Winning pack.
What's your experience in the Conservative Party that differentiates you from those other candidates?
Well, I think that my experience is that I just had a great story of the Canadian dream, of why my parents left their warm country, comfortable, to come here, and it was because they wanted the opportunities for their children, and they wanted to give their children even a greater chance of succeeding than they had. And so Canada was a beacon of hope and opportunity and the best country in the world, and they came here because of the Canadian values, democracy, freedom, respect for the rule of law, and some of these things we didn't have back in our country. And so this is why they came here. And so this is also why I'm running, because I would like to see us maintain those things. And I've been watching over the last 5 years where, you know, Trudeau has been telling us we don't have a Canadian identity. And these are things that my parents came here because that identity was so great. And what we stood for is so great in Canada. And so I want to maintain that.
In terms of conservative values, you have been unapologetically and pretty clearly outspoken, whereas the two supposed frontrunners tend to mute and moderate. Is it a risk that you're too conservative?
Tank is full.
No, I think it's a risk that they are not conservative enough, because right now I am doing very, very well in being true to the conservative values that brought my parents here, and that I was raised on. You know, I was raised in a pretty religious family, and we respected God and we respected our country, and those things came first, and our responsibility, our personal responsibility. Those are things that we were taught, and we were taught
Good night.
to take handouts from the government unless you